Hey guys, welcome to another English commentary done by Diggity. This is OSL R16, a match between Flash and Frozean, and it's on Persona. Persona is that map that has the neutral dark swarms. There's a bit of arguments in the comments about what dark swarm actually does, and it's really, I don't like getting into it because it's a huge can of worms, and people argue incessantly about it. Really quick though, Flash at the 9 o'clock position, Frozean at the 3 o'clock position, Flash in red, Frozean in teal. Basically the way Dark Swarm works, general rule 90% of the time works, is if you have a ground unit, he is protected from ranged attacks. So more or less ranged attacks only, so not splash damage, not melee, not spells. So for example, if you have a Zergling in Dark Swarm and a Marine comes up outside the Dark Swarm and fires at him, he will not hit. And a lot of people say, oh well, it's moving kind of the hit forward, but really if you have 12 Marines firing at a group of Zerglings, I don't think any of the Zerglings ever get hit, or an Ultralisk, etc. I think it does just flat out block the ranged attacks. It does not stop splash damage, it does not stop spells, and it does not stop melee. So that's the rule of thumb that you can generally use to talk about Dark Swarm. And it's ground units only, not flying units, not buildings. Speaking of buildings, it looks like Flash has moved to the middle of the map. He's put down that barracks, and we saw Shudder do this as well in his match versus Up Magic. And it looks like, yeah, he basically went for the barracks first instead of going supply depot, so probably 8 SCVs, then the barracks, and then he's going to get a supply depot down after that. And that's going to put him behind a little bit economically, but it's going to put him ahead in unit production. He's going to be able to move those Marines right into Frozean's base very quickly, and I like that maneuver. That's a very aggressive maneuver, very creative play. Yeah, he's getting that supply depot down a little bit later just to get that kind of unit advantage. He's going to push in, probably try to take that initial choke right near Frozean's base, and he's going to get that barracks down well ahead of Frozean. Just so you know, Dark Swarm in this match, Terran versus Terran, these are the units that matter. Basically, Fire Bats, Spider Mines, not vultures themselves, Spider Mines in Dark Swarm, and Siege Tanks. Siege Tanks do splash damage in Dark Swarm. Buildings are not protected, air units are not protected. I think prior I said raids were protected. I don't know what I was doing. I was on crack. I know how Dark Swarm works. Whatever. Anyway, so looks like Flash, yeah, going to be very aggressive, sending 2 SCVs out, one to scout north, one to scout south, and he's probably going to send that Marine to that 3 o'clock position. And probably, yeah, just going to take these 2 SCVs that were out on the scout and bring them up with him in that attack as he's producing those SCVs. He now knows the location of Frozean's base, and this could be a very interesting match. It could end very quickly, depending on how successful this attack is and how far it sets Flash back. And it looks like Frozean's going for a very early factory, so if Frozean fails in this attack, he's going to be extremely far behind technologically, and really I'm not so sure that it's very wise to kind of do a push like this on a map like this. And Frozean realizes now that those 2 Marines are coming up, that there's basically a rush is happening from Flash. He's putting that SCV in that Dark Swarm so he can get some scouting done, and you can see he's going to bring some SCVs down now, and I don't think it's kind of race to the gap. I worry, it looks like he's going to try to put a bunker down. He is getting a bunker down. Let's see if he's able to get that up. And Flash needs to be careful. He can't push those Marines up too far. Yeah, he's getting chased back by those SCVs. He can't afford to lose those Marines to those SCVs. SCVs have a decent attack against Marines. Just kind of little skirmish, and he needs to pull them back. That was almost careless of him, losing a Marine. He's just going to swing them around here. Let's see if he gets the bunker up. Oh yeah, he does get the bunker up, so that's going to force Frozean back. But kind of a fight over the gap there. That was really close. Canceling that bunker, because that bunker is kind of pointless now. Now the question is what does Frozean do? Does he go? Does he get a machine shop down? Does he get Siege Tech to kind of break this? And how is Flash going to respond? Is Flash just going to start pushing Marines into his base? Because he does have them locked out. Bringing up, looks like he's floating his barracks over. He might try to land it right there. But what is Flash going to do at this point? He does have him sealed in, but so what? That's not necessarily going to win you the match. He's going for a factory now. It looks like getting another supply depot down. But it looked like Frozean, yeah, he's going to float that barrack out. I don't know if he's just going to use that for scouting or plan it down and try to build some units out of it. And it looks like, yeah, Flash holding that gap. He's going to try to deny the scout here. And, wow, really not doing a very good job at all. That SCV went right by. So he's going to bring a Marine back to kill that that SCV. And that really gives indication to Frozean that he's very far behind technologically. He's getting that machine shop up now. So we'll see if he gets a siege tank out there. It looks like something's upgrading there for Frozean. it's possible he has a lot of options here. He could go. It looks like he has a vulture out. He could go vulture speed and just lift those factories out and put them on the outside, and then just kind of flood vultures into Flash's base. He could also go siege tech and break that wall, and if I would prefer that option. Looks like an engineering bay going down. I'm not sure what the purpose of that engineering bay is. If he's just planning on blocking that front door. Looks like he's going for an early expansion. Flash getting that early expansion down and really being behind technologically at this point. I don't know if that's necessarily the best maneuver. As soon as siege tanks come out, that could be really dangerous. But getting that engineering bay down, I guess he's dedicating to an infantry build maybe. I don't understand that. And here comes that factory. It's going to float out. Looks like a second factory is going to go down. He's going to build 2 factories and probably land them, just start producing vultures. So I'm going to assume that initial upgrade was in fact the speed upgrade, and he's just going to cut off any basically support units. And it looked like that engineering bay was canceled and rebuilt. Not sure what Flash is doing here. I don't understand what that maneuver was. Maybe he's just trying to create a blockade. That single vulture getting 2 hits off on the SCV. But in the meantime, 2 factories outside the base, or one factory, a second factory coming, and a single vulture produced. So Frozean's going to be able to get kind of a free hit on Flash's base, and that's going to be harder to defend for Flash. One, because I don't think he's going to have the speed upgrade to contend. As you can see, those vultures moving very slowly across the map, and with that dark swarm there, he's going to be able to do kind of hit and runs into the base and pull back. So yeah, going immediately into that dark swarm, kind of holding that position. Looks like he's pulling out to kill that single marine, and he's just going to hold that. And as you can see, Flash desperately trying to block that vulture, trying to keep him out in the open. Now 2 factories out. Flash sees it, so we'll see how Flash responds. He's going to bring a lot of SCVs to the front to produce out of that secondary. And Frozean in a bit of trouble, blocking that secondary with his barracks. That's brilliant. Cutting off any resupply that could happen. I like that move by Frozean. That's very creative. Frozean looks like he has mines upgraded now, so he's going to plant some mines at that location. And you can see he has some vultures in his base just in case Flash had anything out and was going to move up and produce. But in the meantime, kind of both sitting in that dark swarm, I think. And again, Flash cannot bring up support units. He is blocked off, and Frozean in the meantime is just going to. He has that siege tank out that ranges that bunker, so he's going to open up his front. And all 3 of those factories are going to be able basically to push in. He's going to go after that secondary now, take a bit of res, and that's 5 on 3. Flash again trying to pull back, trying to kind of pull in between, and losing a lot of SCVs here, having to bring them into combat. But really, I think this is going to come out in Frozean's favor. He's just going to pull back to that dark storm like he did just there, very creatively using that, able to take out a lot of SCVs, and he has a clear advantage here. He's got 3 factories up, only a single factory down for Flash. Flash has an engineering bay up. I don't know what he was doing with that, and just a couple of vultures that have to go through some combat here. And even if Flash is able to produce some tanks at this point, there's mines right there at his front. At least a mine at his front. Actually, no, I take that back. I think those mines of Flash. Flash is basically trying to stop the tanks, and now he has an overwhelming amount of units here. A few getting caught back in the dark swarm, but he's able to take out everything at that secondary there. And Flash coming a little bit back now. He looks like he's producing a few vultures here, but still, I got to give the advantage to Frozean. Frozean has 3 factories down. He has better tech, and it looks like he's just holding the front right now. And as soon as siege tech goes up for Frozean, that's going to be GG. He's trying to block, very intelligently trying to block that, but Frozean easily takes down that SCV. He's desperately just trying to hold the front here, and as you can see, only 2 factories down now. Frozean knocking at his front door. As soon as a tank comes by, he's going to looks like Frozean's going to use Marines to take out the mines. 1 mine down, so only 2 mines left. As soon as he moves that tank in, that's going to be GG for Flash, because he's just going to be able to siege from a distance and bring basically a lot of vultures into his front, just outproducing him, laying mines all over the secondary there. He's not going to be able to drop that command center until he takes care of that mine. He's trying to get an academy up, realizing that is the case. If he does want to take that secondary, he'd have to comstat it. And wow, a large force there. Here's that tank. That tank's going to have siege in just a second here. Running up, taking down those mines. Excellent micro by Frozean. Frozean attacking his vultures. He's going to plant mines in front of those factories, and basically then Flash is going to be reduced to producing tanks only, vultures only, and he's just getting outmanned here and bringing the SCVs off the line. SCVs dying left and right. Brilliant moves by Frozean. Frozean actually doing very well. Spider mine's down, but careful with that spider. Oh, loses, does a lot of damage there. Loses 2 vultures, but takes down the tank and takes out a lot of SCVs with it. And really, he's at a strong position here. He loses to another vulture there, but taking down a lot of SCVs. Flash desperately, he's really losing the resource war here. That tank now has siege in that siege position, and Frozean in very commanding position. Still has to do some micro, bringing up an SCV to repair it. A mine down right there, but it gets blown up. Brilliant micro by Frozean. Frozean, wow, doing a very good job here. 2 vultures, and that's GG. Flash getting outplayed by the youngster Frozean, and really, you can see how frustrated he is. Wow, great match. I was really impressed by Frozean. He's very content with himself. He goes by the AK Cute Angel, by the way. I don't understand that either. But yeah, that was really good micro, really good strategy on his part. I was very impressed by him in this matchup. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a very good one, actually, on both players' part. Yeah, this has been another English commentary by Diggity. I'll talk to you guys later.